Hey guys, let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. Well, let me first start by saying thank you. Thank you for joining the birthday of Mask Off with Meek. I'm so excited for this chapter and this journey that God has allowed me to be a part of, and to bring you guys along on this journey as well. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for those who have called, text, sent videos, and have encouraged me to do this because, truth be told, I've been pretty much doing this, for a long time. I talk to a lot of different people from all walks of life, encourage, pray for, and all those different things. And this is not a podcast that's just super spiritual and deep, but will I include God in it? Absolutely, because that's who I am. And so this is really about just bringing light to different things, different situations, experiences that we've all experienced, and how we have masked ourselves in some way, form, or fashion along our journey. So mask off. Let me just talk about that. I won't be before you long. Let me start by saying that. I won't be before you long. Today's going to be a little bit different just because today I took my daughter to the airport and she's moving to Germany. So it's been an emotional day for me. So excuse me that I'm going to be a little short today, but I did want to still be committed to come on as I said I would and share with you just a little bit about the podcast and how I came up with the podcast. And we'll have a little discussion, but it'll be short and sweet tonight. So I won't be before you long. But look forward to joining me on the second and fourth Tuesday of every month. And I will be on Facebook, which you guys obviously are on here, so you know that it's Tamika Lewis. On my Instagram, it's Meek, MEEK _82. And then on my TikTok, it's Queen Meek 1982. So you can share and watch that on those platforms. So again, thank you for joining tonight. So God had given me mask off, just mask off, probably about 15 years ago. And I thought, mask off? What is this mask off? I never knew what it meant, how I would use it, but I knew I would use it at some point. Out of sight, out of mind. I never really thought about it anymore until about 2 years ago. I was thinking about doing some life coaching and thinking about doing a podcast, and it came back to me, mask off. And I'm like, oh yeah, I can use it for my podcast. And so I thought, okay, mask off with Meek, that would be good. And so I'm just so excited that God had given me that so long ago. And so when God gives you things, even if it's not for the now moment, it can be for the later moment. So you just jot that down and you just keep it in your back pocket, because it will come back around and he will remind you, hey, this is why I gave you that. So thank God for giving me the name Mask Off over 15 years ago. And now today in 2025, I'm using it for my podcast. So this is just the beginning of some great things that God is going to do in my life as far as ministry is concerned, about reaching people from all walks of life. I have friends that are atheists. I have friends that's been into Scientology. I have friends that, are just super deep in church. And I have friends that are not. So being able to be true to yourself will help you to be able to find the balance, to be able to connect with people from all walks of life. So I'm so excited that, again, that this opportunity has came. So just to give you a little discussion tonight, very briefly. Are we masked? Have we been masked? Are we willing to be honest with ourselves and say that, hey, at some point I've been masked? Even if you're not masked now, Are you going to be honest enough with yourself to say, at some point, I was masked, right? And being masked, we all have masked for different reasons. So what are some of the reasons that we have chose to be masked? Not feeling enough. You know, sometimes people mask because they don't feel like they're enough. It depends on how they were raised. Sometimes people don't feel like they're enough based on the family, you know, history and where they came from. Low self-esteem. Again, that sometimes stems from childhood. Low self-esteem is another reason why people choose to mask themselves. When you choose to be silent and not speak and be vocal on something that you know, this is who I am, or this is what I believe, and you choose to be silent to fit in, that's masking yourself, you know? So again, we can mask ourselves unintentionally, right? Especially when it comes to our careers and our jobs. Sometimes we dummy ourselves down to fit in. So those are ways that we mask ourselves. Sometimes we're numb to reality because we want to be able to cope with life instead of facing our reality, our real reality. So we numb ourselves to feel like all is well. When people ask you, how are you? Instead of being honest and saying, or you know what, today's not a good day, or you know, I'm pushing through, but yeah, I got this going on. But we want to lie and tell people, oh, I'm blessed and highly favored and the Lord is upon me, you know, and we doing all this extra stuff. And people can, if they really have the true spirit of discernment, they can read in between all of that anyway. And they can tell that, yeah, she's not really herself, or he's not really himself. So let's not numb ourselves to just be able to cope from day to day, right? Let's face our realities. Sometimes we get stuck in character and we start mirroring. Man, I can't talk. I'm tired. We start mirroring characteristics of other people. So if I'm around other people and they all act sophisticated and they, you know, I'm hanging around friends that have a little couple more coins than me, and I want to, you know, fit in, and I'm going and I'm overspending and I'm spending money that I know I can't afford to spend to be able to mirror what I see and to be able to fit into a certain category or whatever, to make myself feel like I'm something that I'm not. That is also masking yourself. So those are just a few things that I feel like reasons why people choose to. So let's go over that again. Not feeling like you're enough is a reason. Low self-esteem is a reason. Numbing ourselves to our own reality to cope. Silencing yourself when you know you have something to say. You choose not to speak up for what's right. Speak up for your own self. That's ways that we mask ourselves. And then also mirroring some learned behaviors from someone else to fit in. Those are all ways that we choose to be masked. There's a lot more, but that's just a few points tonight. Signs that you are masked. When you are trying to fill in the holes, when you're trying to fill in those voids and those holes, those are signs that you are masking something, your true identity, because we can do that in our jobs, overly working, bringing our laptops home, overworking to try to keep our mind, you know, and there's nothing wrong with keeping yourself busy. Don't hear me? I want to make sure y'all give me a thumbs up. Can you hear me? Is everybody, can you hear me? I just got a call. I just want to make sure it's not because you guys can't hear me. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can someone let me know if you can hear me? Can you guys hear me? Okay. Just want to make sure. Okay, sorry, that was a distraction, God. We just bind those spirits of distraction to come so we can focus on what we're here to do tonight. Thank you, Letitia. You can hear me. Great. So again, signs that you are masked, filling in the voids, right? Those holes that we have, and we're trying to fill in those voids through our jobs, overworking, overexerting ourselves, not giving out tasks to other people when we have the people on our staff to be able to delegate the work. I've talked about that before briefly. And sometimes it comes in the form of belittling other people, right? I recently have dealt with a church bully when someone is constantly posting about you or saying different things about you or just picking at you for no reason. You don't even know where's this coming from, right? Sometimes that comes from someone having an issue with themselves. They don't even know why they don't like you, or they think they know why they don't like you. And it may not even be, it could be a made up thing. So sometimes we try to belittle other people to make ourselves feel more validated and important. We cover up with drinking, smoking, a lot of sex. You find people that always want to have sex with all these different people. Sometimes that's because they're trying to cover up those holes and those voids, which they'll never be able to fill. And there's other ways. We're code switching. What is code switching? Is when we're code switching for survival, right? And that's because we're changing up our behavior based on whichever way the wind blows, that's the way we're going, right? And we're not even consistent in who we say that we are. And we're changing based on, again, who we're around, what the circumstance is, our mood is. We don't want to code switch. We want to make sure that we're staying true and authentic to ourselves. When people say me versus me, I'm real. You got to watch out for people that says it all the time, because most of the time they're not real. They're not true to themselves. They're not authentic to themselves. So they feel the need to always boost themselves up by saying it's me versus me. I ain't worried about nobody else. You are. So we have to watch out for people like that, because we shouldn't always have to say that it's me versus me. We should be showing with our action, not our words. Sometimes we minimize who we are. When we minimize who we are, is basically saying we're not enough, right? We're saying we're not enough. Without saying I don't feel like I'm enough, I'm basically saying I don't feel that I'm enough. When you're minimizing yourself, you're dumbing yourself down, like I said before. So those are some of the ways or signs that we are masked. Again, let's go over that. It's just basically we trying to fill in those voids, those holes with our jobs, drugs, our church, sex, belittling other people. We code switch. We're always changing based on where we are, who we're with, our mood, our circumstances. We're always boasting about it's me versus me. I'm so real. I'm so real. I'm so real. Chances are you're not being real. And then when we minimize ourselves, we're basically saying that we're not enough. Okay. So those are signs that you are masked. Believe it or not, you are masked in some way. So, what you once needed to survive is what's actually keeping you from growing. So all those masks that we cover ourselves up with, even just regular things like makeup, right? And I love a good lash. Don't get me wrong. I love a good lash. I love a good wig. Don't get me wrong. But when we mask ourselves with all these different things, all these thick layers of, insecurities and not feeling worthy or feeling guilt and unforgiveness and all these different things that we just cake, as people say, your face look cakey. Our face becomes cakey and we don't even look like ourselves. We actually transform into something that if we didn't have all that on, people wouldn't even be able to recognize us, right? So let's make sure that we are not doing things that we used to have to do to survive. To feel like to grow, we have to let those things go. And sometimes we bury ourselves so deep that we don't even know how to escape the weight. We don't know how to escape the weight. And sometimes we have to learn how to dig ourselves out of all of the rubble to make sure we can rise up to be our true, authentic self. So just make sure, when you feel heavy, you feel like something's not right. I don't know what it is. I don't feel like myself. You start recognizing those different things that you've taken on that maybe you shouldn't have took on. Maybe there's some identity theft going on within ourselves. We're stealing someone else's identity to make ourselves feel that, hey, I can meet this. This is who I am. If you start feeling bad about changes you made, there's nothing wrong with change. There's nothing wrong with being layered. When I say layered, I mean balanced, right? The Tamika you get here is not the same Tamika if I'm going to hang out with my girls at brunch on a Saturday or Sunday. I'm going to be more comfortable. I'm going to be loose. There's a time and a place for everything. So we have to learn that there is a time and place for everything. There's nothing wrong with being layered, but we're still being healthy. And we're still being true and authentic to ourselves. So sometimes we have to tell people, hey, pardon my process, but I'm growing, I'm changing. Who I was 15 years ago, and Letitia, she's on here, she's my girl. We used to have some good times in high school, right? But am I from 2000? No. It's 2025. If I have not grown, I have not changed in 25 years, something is seriously wrong, right? So we should be constantly growing and changing into a better version of ourselves. So sometimes we have to tell people, and they say, you've changed. You're not the same person. You act like you think you better than me. And no, it's not that I think I'm better than you, but I am maturing. I am growing. I have children now. I have grandchildren now. Oh, I'm married now. I'm engaged now, or I'm on my spiritual journey now. We all have different walks, right? And who am I to say that your walk is better than my walk? We all have to take our own path, which is narrow, right? And so let's just make sure that we're being honest with people. Say, hey, you know what? I don't feel like going out tonight. I've outgrew that. That's not what I like to do. I prefer, now if you want to have a house kickback, play some cards and dominoes, bring some finger foods, and hey, that's more on my speed now. But when you try to go out, you drink and you party, do all these things that you've matured and you're not there anymore, then that's when we make ourselves miserable, because then now we are masking ourselves to fit in. So no more trying to be digestible, right? Let our motives be true, because eventually our mask will slide, right? So I don't want to be digestible. I don't want to be somebody you can just tolerate to be around. I want to, when I walk in the room, I light up the room. Not that I'm trying to take charge of the room and stand out above anybody else, but when you are true and authentic to yourself, you light up a room without even trying. You take authority of the room without even trying. So let's not be digestible, but let's make sure that we're willing to just be true to ourselves, right? And not be tolerated by people. And sometimes you have to tell yourself, I am more than what I see. And that's when those words of affirmation take place, and we're able to affirm ourselves. So sometimes, like the song say, there's a Christian song that says, I've had some good days, I've had some bad days, but I won't complain. There's another song that says, Encourage, by Donald Lawrence. It says, encourage yourself. Sometimes you have to encourage yourself. It's not that you're lying to yourself, but there's days that you have to look in your mirror and say, I'm more than enough. Although this may be an uncomfortable journey for me right now, I'm going to be true to myself, because I know on the other side of this, man, it's victory, it's wins, it's prosperity, it's growth, it's your peace. And nothing is more important than your peace. So I can't stress it enough. Let's take off those layers and be true to ourselves. Because the tree that you're looking for, that's tall and beautiful, standing with branches and beautiful leaves, right? That's you. That is you. Stop looking at somebody else's tree. You stand tall. You stand strong. You let your branches extend. And as you extend, more branches extend from that, and more branches extend from that, right? So you be encouraged tonight. Again, like I said, excuse me, I'm not going to be on long tonight at all. But I do want to just encourage you to start pulling back the mask, taking off layer after layer, right? Layer after layer. And sometimes we need somebody to go along this journey with us. And that's why I want to be the bridge, to be non-judgmental, to be loving, caring, understanding, where you can approach me privately or publicly, right? And so I'm excited for this podcast. I'm excited because I know from this small beginning, God is going to open up more opportunities for more things. And so please feel free to share this, tag a friend, because you just never know. It's the ones that smiling and laughing and acting like everything's amazing. Those are the people that are most masked. It's the people that are most miserable with their life for whatever reason. And again, this is not a judgmental platform, but we need to encourage each other. So I love you so much. I look forward to connecting with you even more. Like I said, on the 2nd and 4th Tuesday of every month at 8:00 p.m. Central Standard Time, I will be bringing people on some of these podcast episodes. If you have suggestions for things that you want to hear me talk about, or if you even want to be a part of one of the episodes, inbox me, tag me, text me, call me, whatever you need to do. I want to make sure that I am able to reach people from all walks of life and be able to share in discussion, because you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised of the things that people are experiencing. And we want to be free. We want to live in true freedom. We want to live in freedom. And I want to be a part of that healing journey for you guys. So I love you again. Thank you for joining tonight. Again, please share this, tag someone else, and I will be talking to you soon. I love you so much. Take care.